Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to plot CPR on a trading view chart. Let me just go to a trading view chart right now. The trading view can be a free version of trading view and you will be able to do exactly the same. So what do I do here? I go on to the indicator section and then I go to the technicals and then I type here CPR, which is central pivot range. So I click on CPR and then the CPR plots on the entire chart here. So you have got the resistance level, you have got the support levels of CPR. So here, what do? I go out here to the settings and then I have with me, here the elements of each of the time frame. You can go here. There are three tabs here. One is input, one is style, one is visibility. So in the inputs, I have the daily pivots, which is on. I shall also keep the previous day high low on as well, because previous day high and low are important filters which help us to track the trend. Now I will go here to the style section and I'll see here that the entire CPR as well as the support resistance are marked here. So what do? Is I go here and then I change this color. Okay. If I want, you can change the color to any of the colors of your choice, right? And then you can have these set of resistances or you can have various sets of support. So now you can see here, I have kept the daily pivot on. So that is why I have kept the previous day high low on. Now, if I were to have a weekly, I will uncheck this. And then I will have the weekly pivots on and I'll have the previous week high low on. So right now, the previous week high low and the weekly pivots are on. Now, if I go down, I will see here that the previous week high low is in this color and it is not clearly visible. So what I'll do is I will change the thickness of this to a line formation and I will change the design to something else. I'll make it cross. So what happens is this becomes thicker and it becomes a cross. So what happens is when the chart is loaded, I can see here that this is the weekly pivot which has been loaded and the entire high and low for the week is marked. So you can see here right now, this is the marking of the previous day high and low and the previous levels of high and low along the running across the entire week. This is running across the entire week, as you can see here. Now the high and low, you can see here the price is testing the low of the entire week. So basically previous week high and low has been marked. So now let's go and change the setting once again. Okay, let's go and change the setting once again. And you can see here that it is having no results. Once I click on daily, I'll have the daily, then I'll have the daily high low. So when I go into the style, then I will go here and check the previous day high and low. Here once again, I'll make it thick. So you can see here, previous day is high and previous day is low, is marked. And you are having the plus symbol again. So now if you go to the thickness, you can see here that the levels are marked accordingly. You can see here that the levels are marked accordingly, and because you gave it a different sign, it is very easily visible. Now, if you were to have different sets of pivots, you can add them on this particular chart. Like for example, if you are not wanting these sets of pivots, okay, if you're not wanting these sets of pivots, what you could do is you could keep the CPR on central pivot range and you can remove the R1, R2, R3 and S1, S2, S3. So what you are left with is the CPR and the previous day high and low. So now what do I do here? I go here and then I add here something called as pivot point standard. So when I go here and I add here pivot points, all right. So I add here something called as pivot points. So what I have here is a different variation. I can go here and select based on whatever style I want. Whether if I need a Fibonacci, I can go for a Fibonacci pivot. I can go for Camarilla pivot. You can go for any of the pivots. In case I choose Fibonacci pivots, I have these levels with me. All right, I have these levels with me. So when I am using Fibonacci pivots, I use till S3 and R3. So I put it on here, and then you can see here that all these lines are there. So these form my levels of resistance and support. Now, what do? I go here. Okay, I go here and then I go into these settings and then I uncheck the pivot because here pivot is already there as part of the CPR. So I don't want this to be plotted. S1, I change the color. All right, I change the color to maybe green. All right, I'll just change it to green as it acts as support. Let me just change it to green. And let me change this to red. Now I can increase the thickness here by changing the number to 2 or 3 or however you think fit. Now you can see here, this is an auto-generated pivot, right? This is an auto-generated pivot. Based on the time frame you choose, it will plot accordingly. So you can see here right now, the S1, S2, S3 are in green color and R1, R2, R3 are in red color. So this way you can go and change this setting. This is a Fibonacci pivot, which I am using along with CPR. I'm using this CPR as well as Fibonacci pivot, and I can plot and trade accordingly. I can see here, this is how the CPR is, this is how the whole thing is. And if I want to take a look at any particular setup, so I can also hide the Fibonacci pivot and just have the CPR visible, or I can keep the Fibonacci pivot on and hide the CPR from this. Here, there is an eye symbol there where you can hide each of these tools and find out how is the movement happening. And that's how you can use this beautiful tool of TradingView, the indicators which are inbuilt, and the CPR which I showed you for plotting on your chart. All right, I hope you found this video useful. If you like what I shared, leave a like and leave a comment on this video. I'll be sharing more such useful videos on how to plot important indicators and usage of important tools on TradingView in the forthcoming sessions. Stay tuned, and if you're not yet a subscriber of our channel, I would like you to leave a like on this video and also become a subscriber, and do not forget to switch on the bell icon because this kind of useful videos will help you scale up your trading process. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.